The House State Affairs Committee has advanced a proposed amendment to the Idaho Constitution to expand the rights of crime victims and their families.
The proposal would change Idaho's 1994 Victim Rights Amendment. It would now require victims to be notified of all court proceedings involving the suspect, as well as allowing victims to be heard during each step of the legal process. 6 Under Sight's Capitol correspondent Marissa Morrison was inside the State House today to explain.
Marcy's Law for Idaho is named after a California woman who was killed by an ex-boyfriend in 1983 after he was released from jail without her being notified.
It's time to update and improve on these important constitutional protections.
At times, the committee room felt more like a courtroom as attorneys from around the state argued both in favor and against the legislation. As the time ran short during the almost 3-hour-long hearing, many victims who came to testify turned their time over to prosecutors to speak on their behalf.
I listen to these conversations and think it's all sort of theoretical, but it doesn't really address the humanity of what this law is trying to do as we look at victims who come to court and should be given a little bit more respect about what's happened to them.
A similar proposal failed last year. This year, opponents raised some of the same concerns, including the appropriateness of tweaking Idaho's constitution.
We feel that this provision is unnecessary. Currently, crime victims already have constitutional rights under our Idaho Constitution.
If this measure goes out of this body, there will be lots of advertising, lots of money, and the people will vote for it because they want to support victims, and they won't really look at the details.
The legislation advanced on a 9-6 vote.
I believe that victims do need to have their rights on par and with those of the criminals, and it needs to be enshrined in the Constitution of the state of Idaho.
The proposal now heads to the House floor for a vote. A constitutional amendment needs 2/3 support from the House and the Senate, as well as simple majority support once it reaches the ballot during the November general election. Reporting inside the State House, Marissa Morrison, 6 on your side.